Hello everybody, and welcome to the Blizzard Breakdown Week 1 edition, where we go over everything that happened in the first week of the Community Snowball Cup. Today, I am joined by the guests, EpicShock, player of No Weebs.
Hey!
Ranter,
It's me.
captain of Reverse and production member.
Hello.
And Kef, player for Kawaii E-Girl.
Hello.
How you guys all doing?
Pretty good.
Feeling pretty good,
alright.
partner.
Great to hear.
I'm ready for fall to start.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't expect to be back on Reverse, but here I am.
It's okay, it's okay. Nobody expected you to be back on
Nobody
Reverse.
expected you to be on a team. Oof.
Yeah, and what?
Alright.
And yet, there he was.
And yet here he is. Alright, so let's just jump right on into it. So, first match of the week was Pride versus Bahama Mamas. Does anybody want to take this away? No?
I'll leave room for other people to go first.
Pride
if you
versus
want.
Bahama Llamas, I can go on since I actually kind of watched that match full-handedly. Like, since I'm a league analyst and I have to watch the matches, I think this is the one I put a lot of attention in. I think the problem with Pride was more on their tank line. Like, I feel like their support line played really well. I think the synergy between the tanks and supports is going to be a problem, but I feel like their DPS line can kind of step it up. And how Bahama, I think both DCs play sloppy, and I think the reason Bahama won is because Quas and Platinum mode just kind of went off, and DPS kind of carried Bahama.
Yeah.
You see, I disagree. I think the ones that Pride got is because of individual skill. I think Bahama won because they just worked like a team better than Pride. Because Pride was playing like their comfort picks. Their tank line was normally Ryan Zarya.
That's why I'm saying that. I feel like their tank line has
because Ryan Zarya was their comfort picks. They played off meta DPS sometimes also. And Bahama basically just stuck to meta the whole time. I think they played Ryan Zarya like once at the very end, and that's how they won, was playing Ryan Zarya. But that was kind of sketchy. But they outplayed them with a big rotation against the Bastion.
Okay, so
I think the Astra Shane. I think the tank line was fine.
yeah, I'm
My
actually
problem actually falls on the supports.
I'm actually gonna dissect
popped off the start.
EpicShock's statement there a little bit. I went back and actually kept track of the team fights for Pride on which tank line they were on and the win percent went on which main tank, right? They played Orisa around 62% of the time, and they had only a 35% win rate on Orisa. While on the other hand, when they were on Rhine, they had over a 60% team fight win rate.
Yeah, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem was more the synergy and the supports and tank line. I don't blame the supports at all. I think Lilithy and Quantum are a really good support line. I think what happened was their tanks, which is kind of what EpicShock said. He said they went Ryan Zarya, and I felt like, yes, that's their comfort picks, but this is not favoring their meta at all. And I feel like that's why they, I know the win percentage is higher, but, I still think if they were good on Orisa, they probably would have a really good chance of winning this series.
I don't think I disagree with that. So let me restate sort of what I said. Astra and Shane have great synergy. The problem is, it's synergy on the wrong tank duo.
Yeah.
I also think, though, that they recognize that we're really bad at Orisa, and that's why they are doing the Rhine, but they still aren't playing Rhine more than Orisa, even though they're doing much better on it, in my opinion.
I don't think that you can play Ryan. I mean, now, I don't have much room to talk. We did run Ryan Zarya way more than we should have also. But, after that match, I don't think that Ryan Zarya has room in this meta to play. Not with people getting better.
I agree with that. The more the meta's practiced, the more Ryan Zarya won't be viable. The teams that are practicing Orisa Sigma very hard are going to be better than any team that's not running Orisa Sigma.
Okay.
It's really strict. It's a really strict meta.
I will still remain to agree to disagree. But a little bit on their DPS, they also picked up Tanic this week. Improvement? What's your guys' thoughts?
I mean, picking up
Tanic-
Tanic isn't that
Yeah,
bad
sensible.
of a signing, though. It's okay. But here's the problem why I have with Tanic, and they trade for Grim, too. So that's like a double hit scan type of situation. So that's kind of gonna leave a battle for starter, and I feel like Tanic's gonna get it anyway, but I don't know what their mindset is with picking up 2 hit scans, you know what I'm saying?
Tanic's not a hit scan. He's definitely just a full flex DPS.
No, but here's the thing. He was a Widow main, and then he switched to Pharah and Hanzo. You get what? He's like a weird chip. You know what I'm saying? He played Widow and McCree for Platchat, and then when they picked up a waste, he went to... So I don't know. It's kind of like a weird chip.
Well, he's flexible on everything is the thing. Like, calling him a hit scan isn't right. He could play just about anything just as good as he can play any other hero. He doesn't specialize in any hero, and he'd probably lose to a lot of what he wants.
Debatable. I think debatable.
But
I feel like you're being a little bit biased because you're.
I think what he's good at is just being able to play everything.
Debatable.
I think the problem is I don't think you can be good at playing every DPS.
I'm sorry, Ranter, but you know, whenever Tanic on Giga Chads beats Scrim Gods, I mean, I think it's because he's more flexible, man.
I will say that I believe Tanic is very flexible as well. I don't think he's purely a hit scan. He does have some pretty good projectile, maybe not like really top tier, but I think it's at least average.
I would agree with that. I say it's average at least.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't specialize. That's what I was trying to say. He doesn't specialize, but what he's good at is being flexible.
No, you could. Okay, here's the thing. You could flex off of other things, but still specialize in something. For example, McCree can play a really good Widow, and he specializes in that, but he can still play Doomfist. You get what I'm saying? You could be a specialist, but still flex.
I don't think somebody who's spending like 90% of their time playing McCree is going to make a better Doomfist than somebody who's spending 90% of their
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can still flex the Doomfist, but there's a specialist still going to beat that person.
I can play Doomfist. That doesn't mean I can win as Doomfist.
Exactly, but like also, sometimes a jack of all trades isn't better than a master of one. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's according to the meta.
Yeah, the whole quote is actually, what is it? Jack of all trades is a master of none, but often better than a master of one.
Yeah, it could. It sometimes it depends. Like sometimes it's not better. It really depends. But in this meta, it's more of a DPS carry meta, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Which means being flexible can get you the dub because there's not just 2 DPS picks that are meta. You can see Doom, Reaper, Pharah, Mei, Sim, a bunch of different picks that are different styles of DPS. Very different styles of DPS.
We'll have to see how it plans out.
Alright, so that's a lot on Pride, but what about Bahama here? Quaz came out really hot, but they also have already lost their main tank and mage. Thoughts?
I think they can pick up another main tank, but I don't know if it'll be the same. I think they're trying to go in the Platinum and Quaz special, where they rely on DPS, which could be a good or a bad thing.
I saw impressive things coming out from Plat. Rewatching it, Quaz's Reaper play did not impress me.
Yeah,
I think
actually,
he was frontlining the whole time.
I agree with Kef on that one. Actually, whenever I was watching it, Platinum actually impressed me more than Kaz. I did not expect Platinum to be as good at Doomfist as he was. He played really well on Doomfist.
I think Platinum should have got player of the match. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. But it's I understand Kaz is like the hyped up one on the team.
Yeah,
and this
is coming out pretty good.
Yeah, also
Rockcraft's also played Sigma way better than I expected.
Yeah, that was a surprise to me.
I was thinking already, like, into the first map that, dang, Rockcraft isn't bad at Sigma. And then he comes out and perfectly predicts. Like, you can see he was focusing that Zarya and perfectly predicts when the grab was coming out. Like, he's not bad at Sigma.
On Rockcraft.
I don't think he's bad yet.
I remember he also charged his Sigma ult. He charged his Sigma ult like the first fight of the first map, like all the way. Like I was like, that was fast.
Yeah, I haven't liked Rockcrafts in the past, especially being on a team with him in the past. But no, he's come out and surprised me. He's not bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I think he's improved, but I don't know how he's gonna fare in the later in the season against some of the good. Like if he's going against the boys, I don't know how he's gonna favor.
I don't know how anybody's gonna favor against the boys right now.
I do think it's very unfortunate for their team that Bunny is dropped. I think that's
I will say
unfortunate.
Alright, so that was Pride versus Bahama. Moving on, we are going to No Weebs versus Da Boys.
Okay, so just to follow up on what we just said, the boys, like, Pigeon, I believe, is their Sigma player, right? He actually, Stewie did phenomenal on the DPSs that he played, but Pigeon did so well on Sigma, and I think that's one of the main reasons we lost, is because of how good a Sigma play was.
I would say that, like I've said it before, I'll say it again, but I think that you guys invest way too much into scrim bucks. And are focused on like actively learning. Like, why is Stanley running in your scrims when he's going to play one match and take himself out?
Like, okay, I know there's like a no. Here's the thing. There's like a meme going around the scrim bucks matter, and then I like made it to a bigger joke, and I have like a scrim bucks bank. But like honestly, scrim bucks don't matter in my opinion. They don't matter.
Yeah. So don't leak this to everybody I like talking to. But also,
you're leaking it to everybody right now.
Everybody listening. Stop listening. Scrims don't matter, dude. They don't matter.
Whoa, shocker!
What I am saying though is they do matter for learning.
No, what am I saying? They always matter. It's on a team that always matter about scrims, right?
No, but I mean, like, the teams that, like, they dominate in scrims, people try stuff in scrims, they learn things in scrims. They don't necessarily play how they're gonna play in a match during a scrim.
Yeah, that's my opinion too, I would agree.
So where is your place to practice with your other 2 DPS?
No leaks.
Okay. They're running internal scrims. There we go.
Yeah, so
that was my only thing.
yeah.
Is to see Vegetal and now they were great. Like Vegetal, absolutely popping off. Jubby, still fantastic. Farah. It was just a surprise to see them played way more.
We can't sleep on Exotic, the Mercy pocket for Jubby.
Yeah, no, exotic. No, we can't.
He has 100% win rate.
Right, exactly. I invested a scrim bucket to that man. He has to pop off.
Just wait until later in the season, whenever he's building Valk every fight, and he doesn't even heal. He just
Epic. Please put him on main tank, bro. He's gonna pop. You don't understand. Please.
Sorry, that was a Smiler strat. We can't do that again.
Dude, why not, dude? You would win the league.
It wouldn't be fair, dude. It wouldn't be fair.
Any other comments? All right.
You guys have really strong team members.
I think the match is closer than like some people are making it out to be.
It was really close.
Like I'm not gonna lie, we got rolled first. Second, we were pretty confident we could win, but then we couldn't deal with the Bastion. We kind of went a little bit cuckoo, I guess. Nicest way I can put it. Third and fourth are really good for us. That gave us a big confidence boost. Like we weren't mad after the match. We were just like, okay, we got things to learn.
Yeah, I mean, like first 2 maps, you guys didn't do too good, but then the third one, it just sort of clicked. You know, it just felt like it clicked. Maybe it's just because it's a payload-based map, but I don't know.
I think if there's like one thing, like I think that our team, we need to work on like individual skill. Your team, everybody has very high individual skill, but you have to get people to work with the team and still be functional.
Yeah.
Gonna discuss Du Bois. Do you want to talk about Du Bois?
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about there, really. I mean, and we sort of briefly went over it.
Just skip over them. Their DPS did phenomenal. Their tanks did phenomenal. They just did phenomenal, man. Good team.
Yeah, I like their taking their DPS line a lot.
I think
like
anyone that doesn't think Du Bois is #1 at this point might be a little bit silly. They're #1. They should be #1 in everyone's power rankings.
I'm pretty sure they are #1 in everybody's power rankings.
Like, I mean everybody, even outside of us.
Dude, you gotta have faith in your team, bro. That's just my thing.
I'm feeling you there.
That's just my thing. You just gotta have faith in your team. But I don't so if I was looking at my power rankings and just take out my team, I'm just gonna rate on #1.
I mean, my team is still be #1 right now, but the boys beat us, so like I have to say that they're better than us. I'm not gonna be like, nah. I'm not gonna pull a Smilers and be like, nah, they're not better than us. We just didn't play well. No, they're better than us. They beat us. Like.
You could say long term. That's my argument too. You could just say long term.
Yeah. We'll improve. You know, I think we face the boys again week 6. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I say. You could always just make your power rankings off long term as well.
I guess, yeah. I'm thinking about now, the here and the now, the week 2, you know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Let's wait to get into the power rankings, yeah?
Okay, sorry. Leaks.
Yeah, let's discuss.
Alright, now we're going on to Pachamari versus Reverse. This match, whew. I mean, if you want to take it away, Ranter, since you're a part of Reverse.
I mean, okay, I don't know how I feel about that match. That was a really close match. I feel like a couple mistakes, and also like we copy dog on flex support, even though you got released. Poggers. But in all seriousness, I feel like a lack of like a support line, like that actively shows up in scrims, kind of hurt us, and that's why the series is a lot closer. But I won't like discredit Pachamari. Really good team. Pachamari's a really good team. I think they have a really good DPS line. I think they're adapting with their new main tank. Like they just got a new main tank with Tofu. Their support line ain't that bad, and I feel like Z Power's a really good off tank. I feel like Pachamari is a really good team. I feel like they just gotta click it together later on. I feel like the reason it was a lot closer though is because the reverse support line is like changing too much, and like I feel like we won't get a stable until like week 4 at least. And I feel like once we get settled in and build synergy, reverse is gonna look more like as a better team. And I feel like we just gotta like build more synergy, and I feel like that's why the series is a lot closer than what it should have been. And also, Pachamari did not know how to counter a Bastion strat.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I've been quite confused in these matches that teams just simply don't know how to counter a Bastion, and it's a little bit surprising to me.
I don't understand that.
It's a simple counter. I mean, you just have to run it
Yeah,
fast
I
enough to
know.
build EMP.
Or there are other ways to do it, but yeah, that's the most common.
But yeah, but whoever like their shot caller is or comp caller, yeah, they gotta like fix it.
I
'Cause
thought
they
it was
should be able to counter.
interesting. I thought it was really interesting map, Rialto. Whenever you guys were rolling them with the Bastion comp, and then they thought, we can do the Bastion comp better, and then they immediately switched off after the fight went.
They tried pulling a one trick. Zach might know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They tried pulling a one trick.
I think they would have been better sticking to what their DPS hero, like what they definitely know that they're good at, and just trying to beat reverse as Bastion that way, rather than trying to play the Bastion be Bastion.
I also think that Reverse was just simply able to have those clutch moments more than Pachamari was.
Oh yeah, I feel like Serby was one of the best examples of that on King Road that C9. That was the clutch moment coming out for him, and that's why he probably won player of the match. He just had a lot of clutch moments in that series.
Yeah.
I think I think
agree.
Bastion has a lot of flaws. I don't think that this Bastion is going to work in any team environment, but something as highly coordinated as the New York Excelsior.
I mean,
We'll see what happens.
Or-
Everybody's so focused on winning the Shield War, and I don't think that's what's going to break this meta. But we'll see.
I mean, that's why like Fire Bastion's powerful, because Bastion's just the, hey, look at me, I'm your threat. Fire is the one doing most of the work in the Fire Bastion comp.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been like, I mean, we had a little bit of success with that on Hanamura until everything fell apart.
Yeah.
But you know, for those glorious 3 minutes of first point Hanamura.
Yeah, I was actually impressed by that. I thought it might be a draw because of that. Or was it? No, I don't remember actually. Or win.
No, Hanamura was not. We lost. We got 0-4.
That's the next discussion.
2CP
Yeah, that's
just
next
feels like a lot of teams kryptonite though. 2CP.
It is.
Like because a perfect example, Pachamari had like 4 or 5 minutes to cap on 2CP when we had to draw the map and they still couldn't get a tick. I feel like 2CP is just weakness in general for people though.
Yeah.
Like 2CP, I think nobody wants to play 2CP. That's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a cancer format, so I don't think people like it.
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed whenever on the 2CP on Horizon, right? Reverse went dive to counter the Pachamari double shield to cap first. Really
the ball diva dive. Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed by that. Like how well that worked. I didn't think it was gonna work.
I mean, we have a ball one trick, so I mean,
Yeah. I mean, but even then, like, I think it just really caught Pachamari off guard, and that's how it worked. Because like the next time, I think you guys tried it again, and they just stopped you. Stopped you. It just didn't happen that time.
That's all I have on the
It was
Pachamari reverse
impressive,
game.
though.
Squirtle.
Alright, so everybody's ready to move on now?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Alright.
All right, Zach, you wanted to tear it apart? Let's do it.
Alright, so Squirtle Squad versus Kawaii E-Girls. I have a lot of problems wrong with Kawaii. I wanted to come in here and bring some positive things, but going back and watching it, literally, I couldn't find much. So, like, with Kawaii E-Girls, it seemed like everything went wrong. Alright, they didn't have an actual main tank, so there's a little bit off of their backs, alright? But at the same time, their target focus was horrible. Especially target priority on top of that. They would be focusing like a main tank with a shield in front of them when there's a Pharah Mercy right above them at easy striking distance. And even Kefir on the Widow would be focusing on the calling, even though Widow's the one character that doesn't always need to focus and sometimes should not focus on the target called. Along with that, their compositions just made them look like they were lost, like a 3-year-old lost in a park looking for their parents, right? I mean, it was bad. They would start running these dive comps into and like swap into these dive comps while there's a comp that counters it on the other side. And it just, nothing seemed to be working whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually will take. You can put this on our back. We have been working with Null as our main tank. We've known about Jeff for a long time, so there is a lot of work to do. But I think you can put that, on our backs as something that we really need to improve.
I'm actually interested with Null on main tank now, since you just said that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, no offense, you should try out a new main tank, and I feel like Null should be like on DPS. The thing that he's tried out for. Or signed up for.
I feel like Null's pretty good at DPS. Him on main tank is, I don't think it's bad. But
yeah. No leaks
he definitely
here.
needs more
If
practice.
they keep Null on main tank, I feel like by the end of the regular season he could be a pretty good one if he grinded it. But I feel like that's not the right call. I think they need to get an actual main tank.
Yeah, I agree with Zach 100% on that one, actually. 100%.
What I will say is the team environment on Kauai is probably the best.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what you like.
I can say my time in the Kauai private pugs before the draft, I enjoyed Reed Coast and everybody there. It was fun.
Yeah, the
Jeff
coaching
Boomer.
is
I
good.
feel like
Took
before
my
like
spot.
you even make that call, I feel like you should try like everybody's team environment. That's just my opinion. Like I'm not gonna say ours is the best, or I'm not gonna say the boy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody needs to try like everybody's team environment before you make a call.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
based
gonna...
it's based on the actions outside of the team, though. But we'll see.
And I'm not gonna comment on that because I can specifically see everything, and I don't want to leak stuff.
I'm not saying your team environment's bad, but like I don't want to be the guy that says the best immediately, because like for example, like there's still other teams with good team environments, and I'm not saying I'm gonna be honest, Reverse does have the best team environment, and I'm not gonna say it's better than yours, but I'm like saying like you still need to try other team environments. You get what I'm saying?
Maybe. I'll
Zach-
vouch for mine on this, though.
Zach,
still.
do you have access to the No Weeb team server private chat?
Yes.
Oh no.
No.
But yeah, we're focused on getting better. Something that Ridco says is that he wants us all to be masters by the end of the season. So our sights are not just set on winning matches. It's about getting better. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, that match was a disaster. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I can respect the improvement thing, but we talked all about Kauai. I don't think that we should put the win purely on Kauai being bad. I think Squirtle Squad is also a top 4 team, like for sure, no doubt about it. I think they're a really solid team.
I just think like Du Bois #1, but then when you get to Squirtle Squad, Pachamari, Reverse, and fuck, who was the last one I'm trying to think of?
No weebs.
No Weebs. Like when you get to those teams, it's really hard for me to say that Squirtle is definitively better than any of them. But I definitely could see like any of those teams beating each other is the major thing.
Also, like a comment on that, I still think that the boys are still a really good team, but I feel like there is gonna be a team that takes them down. I don't think they're gonna
There
clean
has
sweep
to
the
be.
season. Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be I do believe they're gonna be the #1 seed. Like quote me on that. I feel like they're gonna be the #1 seed, but I feel like there's gonna be one person that takes down the regular season. I don't know who, but I think there's gonna be one.
Yeah, I feel like one of...
I think there's
their,
gonna be a couple. I think that as teams improve, they're gonna find ways to beat the boys.
Yeah, I still think they're gonna be #1 team though, but I feel like they are gonna lose at least one.
So everybody has their tier list with that like S, A, B, C, D, whatever. I really think it's just A, B, C. I don't think that there are 5 different rankings. I think. the
Okay, here's
majority-
my thing. I think the top, not even that. I think the top 5 is a handful.
Mhm.
Just straight up. I think that's like the bottom 3 compared to the top 5 is like like the top 5 is really competitive.
Yeah, and I feel like the bottom 3 all have the potential to compete with those top 5 in time. But like right now, it literally just feels like the top 5 and the bottom 3 for me right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's
I'd
its own
agree with
separate
that for sure.
division.
But like Squirtle Squad, to me, I'm not sure where they stand at this point because they were rotating players in and out. I don't think they're really fielding an actual roster like past map 2.
No, here's my thing.
Obum
I don't know
said
where
he
the
switched to play on a controller.
That
I mean, like a Wii mode.
yeah, he did.
no.
Yeah,
Here's
I
like
heard
my
about
thing.
that also.
I don't know where to
mention it,
rate any of the top 5. I feel like everybody's so close. I feel like on a good day, everybody could beat each other in the top 5. That's why I don't know where to rate.
I just haven't like Squirtle Squad is the one team, in my opinion, that had no real test. And for
I
like,
have this crazy idea
go for it.
to make Kawaii better. You guys pick up Copy Dog for main support.
Yes.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
off support. Put them on Ana and Zen.
Oh yeah, my bad, off support.
We are working behind the scenes. No leaks. Zach knows what we're working on.
Yes.
You guys can't. No leaks.
But
No leaks.
back onto the point of Squirrel Squad, I'm just not sure if we can say that they are better than any of the other top 4 teams without them being tested at all.
I mean, you never know that. Like, I know like they had Kawhi early on, but I still think you can't count them out. I feel like they're still gonna be somewhere in the top 5.
I say they're
I'm just
number
saying,
5 minimum, but at the same time, like even though Kawhi was an absolute mess, Gibraltar, like the final 2 maps, Kawhi still was able to get a few things working on them, and it was. Yeah.
Well, the last map they subbed in some.
Yeah,
backups.
the last
That's
map.
what I
So,
meant.
yeah, last map was backups, but even then, it's like Numbani. They held until they held the first. Kawhi held the first point until Squirrel had like 1 minute left.
And
I just-
Hanamura went into like second round. Just us with a minute, and then with 3.
I
Yeah.
just need
It wasn't.
to
It
see.
wasn't a total wipe. There were highlights.
Yeah, I need to see Squirtle Squad versus one of the other top teams before I put them
okay.
above 5th.
I know, like before we get to like predictions and stuff, I do feel like despite whatever I put for my score, it's gonna be close. I feel like no matter what the score is, gonna be close. Like the fights are gonna be really close. It's gonna go down the wire every map.
To be fair, statistically, No Weeb should be number 5, since we're the only one in the top 4 that didn't get a win.
Statistically, though.
Yeah, but I still no like no. I know I put no like when we get to power rankings, I know I put no Weez, but honestly, no Weez has the potential to go number 1.
All right, let's move on. To the match predictions. So, as we are going to be doing throughout this season, there are 4 groups: the Commissioner, which is me, Production, Control, and Escort. Control and Escort being the 2 divisions. We are keeping track of the records on predictions to see which group is the smartest. So yeah, let's just start with the first game. Pachamari versus Kawaii Girls. 3 of us are saying 4-0 Pachamari, 1 saying 1-2 for Kawaii Girls. Kef, since you're the only one saying Kawaii, do you want to put some hope for us?
I do. So I think we're pulling things together better now. I also was not impressed by Pachimari's use of their DPS, and I am going to carry my ass off. So we'll see what happens. I have to vouch for my team, though. I don't think that it's going to be a 4-0 either way. I think that we can at least take 1 map from them. I think the 0-4 is a good meme for the first week, and hopefully we at least break that meme.
I don't think it's a meme.
Yeah, I don't think it's a meme. Like, okay, no offense. I like when we get to power rankings, there's a lot. Like, you'll see.
Pachamari was a very solid team against
Yeah.
against Reverse. And from watching that match and watching the Squirtle Squad versus Kawaii match, it just makes me think that Pachamari can definitely pull out a 4-0 against Kawaii, maybe a 3-1, but probably, I'm thinking probably 4-0.
I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I do feel like Pachamari slaughters Kawhi. Like, it's not gonna be close. I don't think.
Fine.
Like, prove me
Kawhi-
wrong. Like, sorry, prove me wrong,
Yeah.
please. But I just don't think it's gonna be close. I think that's
Sure.
gonna be like a massacre.
At best, I think Kawaii gets 1. At best.
Yeah, at best. Yeah, I'll say that. At best, they get 1. Like, they get like a 2
Control.
CP or something. Yeah.
And also, I'm speaking from me. I'm not speaking from like the rest of my team. So we'll see.
All right.
That's all I can say.
Yeah,
We'll see.
understandable.
but I have to vouch for him. I have to.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope Kawhi wins because that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I want to see an upset. So like, I want y'all to win, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. I just think it's gonna be a slaughter for Patrick Murray. But
Yeah,
if you
that's
win, like that'll be epic. That'll be very epic.
All right, so the next match is Reverse versus Squirtle Squad. Ranter, I'll let you defend your own team here, as you say you're gonna 4-0 Squirtle here.
I'm just being a bold believer here. I feel like despite the score though, it's gonna be hella close. Like it's gonna be down to the wire. I feel like every map is gonna be close. Every fight's gonna be close. I feel like the reason I feel like I'm predicting a 4-0 because of my confidence in my team. That's mainly the main reason. Honestly, they can 4-0 us, we can 4-0 them. I think this is just gonna be a close series in general. Honestly, I feel like they will pull out a map, but like I'm just having confidence in my team, and that's why I'm predicting 4-0. Not because like of talent. I just have confidence, and I believe like in our at best we can do it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
What about you, Zach? Do you think it's gonna be a 3-2?
I do. I think these two teams are actually going to be very closely rated. I have said in the past, like even just a few minutes ago, that I don't think Squirtle has proven themselves yet. This is Squirtle's chance to prove themselves and say that, no, we're not a top 5 team, we're a top 3 team, or a top 2. But I just don't have the massive amount of faith yet in them. They're literally the only team, like I've said 100 times already, that has not had a match to prove themselves with. Kawhi played really poorly, and then they sort of memed. I mean, Obum plugged in a frickin' controller.
Well, here's the thing. I will argue with this because I know I predicted a 4-0, but I feel like Squirtle can't take this serious. And I feel like Squirtle is a really good team, and I feel like you're underrating them. And I feel like they are a top 3 team. Because the fact that they can beam and still blow out a team like that, with backups in it, etc., that's impressive. And I feel like they should be a top 3. And at worst, still in the top 5, but they're still a really good team in my opinion. Even though I predicted a 4-0, they're still going to keep it close. They still have a good series. Even then, they can 4-0 us. It's just going to be like this one is going to be really unpredictable. And it's really close. Yeah, that's all we can predict. It's going to be close.
Like I've been saying, at worst, they're 5th. But I'm placing them at 5th right now because they're the only team that hasn't been tested.
But like, here's the thing: they beamed that match and still blow them out. That's like my argument. They beamed and then still blow them out.
And my argument is that Kawhi was just utter trash. Literally, it was like a burning trash bin.
So you're saying that it's more Kawhi just threw the bed than Squirtle just being good?
Yes.
Okay. I think
like
it's just
how
more Squirtle being
Ranter's
good.
defending Squirtle whenever he's the one with the 4-0 on the board.
Yeah, I'm being unbiased with this thing, but I'm being unbiased. I will defend Squirtle. I think Squirtle's a good team.
I do believe
Okay,
they're
so
a good team as well, but
your stated prediction is biased, but your actual statement.
Yeah, like here's the thing.
Okay.
If you're really being honest, I think even if I predicted the 4-0, it's still gonna be close. It could go anywhere. That's what I'm saying. That's what my prediction is. It could go anywhere.
I mean, none of us have.
I'm feeling the match will be close, but Squirtle will take it.
I was just gonna say, none of us even have like the same prediction at all.
No, Squirtle. No, Cat's predicted Squirtle 4-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that.
Do you think that'll be one-sided, like they'll smash reverse, or that each map?
So
Will be
I think Squirtle is second to Du Bois.
Okay.
Like they are incredibly strong, and I will agree with Ranter there. Even memeing on us, we got destroyed.
I can respect that.
So, yeah.
I think that reverse isn't as bad as you might think. I feel like Squirtle is definitely better, but reverse has a chance.
I don't think that the maps won't be close. I think that the score won't be close.
I'm feeling that the maps and the score should be close-ish.
All right, on to the next match: Du Bois versus Bahama Mamas. I'm the only person going 1-3 here, giving a singular map to Bahama. Now let me explain this. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's classic Smilers, and Du Bois have already done it once. They put in all their backups and throw the 4th map when they're up 3-0. Am I wrong?
I didn't think about that.
Am I wrong?
About that.
It's not all Smilers.
Is it too late to change?
Yeah.
Well, no, but Epic, here's the thing. It's not all Smilers. You have people like Apple, who's really good. You have, like, different DPS. I know Stewie is on Smilers, but, like, that's still different. Like, there's still different key pieces that are...
So
That's
for,
Smiler.
for the No Weave versus Du Bois game, they did put in a sub or two. I don't remember how many on map 4, but like even without that, I feel like we still would have won the map 4 against them because like we kind of figured them out, right? It took us a while, but I feel like we figured them out, and I feel like the map 4 would have been really close, or we would have taken it anyway, with or without the subs.
Like my argument is that it's not classic Smilers though. It's still a different.
It's still a
team.
different team, but it has
Yeah.
the same core as Smilers did.
It just has the same support.
Yeah, same
If
supports
you really think
actually.
about it.
But like still at that same point, it's just sort of like a trend that's been happening, you know?
I mean, I kind of think you guys figured out that, and I'll say it. I don't think Du Bois has the greatest hit scan players.
Oh,
so
that's
you run
bold.
Far Mercy
I mean-
against them.
I mean, okay, here, in that argument, because, okay, no offense to, like, any team, Jubby J has the best bar in this league. In that logic, no, we should have beat them. And Jubby has the best bar.
To be fair, we did smash them at 4 with Far Mercy.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
I-
saying. It's,
what I'm
it's
saying
a
is-
smash.
Because Jubby's just the best far in this league, in my opinion. And I feel like, if that's the case, then they should have ran far the whole series.
You can contest a Pharah. I mean, if we're gonna get into nitty gritties, you can contest a Pharah without killing them. You can contest
Yeah.
Jubby. This is a very hard meta to play
we were-
Pharah with.
We were playing Far v Far at map 4, and they were contesting Jubby, but Jubby still had the upper hand for sure by
Yeah,
far.
okay, well, here's the thing with Jubby. Does he have like 800 hours of that on Farah? He's like
Yeah,
a really good Farah.
Jubby's
Yeah.
really good at the game.
Yeah.
Jubby didn't feel contested to me. Like whether it was his play, or Du Bois' shortcomings, Jubby didn't feel contested at all on the last map.
However, I'm not trying to also be too cocky for no weebs, but I don't know who's playing Mercy for the pocket for Du Bois, but Exotic Exile Mercy for Jubby, unbeatable, dude. Exotic's too good at the game. He can hold left click better than anyone else.
Like, no offense, don't you have JRG, who was also from that team Jubby was on? Why not just go
No
JRG
leaks.
and... Why not just go JRG and Jubby? That would be my opinion.
No leaks.
Because that's like, those two together, it's just like a dynamic duo.
Trying to get leaks, but no leaks.
No leaks.
No leaks.
Alright, well at least we all agree that Du Bois takes it in the end.
I'm sorry that I'm willing to give people a chance.
I don't
We'll
think
see.
it's
We'll
gonna.
see.
I'm
You're willing to
thinking,
give us a
no,
chance.
if they throw the last map, yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, 4.
Zach is predicting a free one because they're thinking that they're gonna throw the map.
Not directly throw it, but like it just seems like they don't play to their potential when they're already won the match.
Oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
Alright, so on to No Weebs versus Pride. Everybody is agreeing No Weebs here. 2 of us with a 4-0, one of those not even being the member of No Weebs himself.
What's up?
And I'm going to let EpicShock talk about this one to start.
Modesty is king. I think we could lose the map.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. I think that we might not play our best in one of the maps. You know, we might put Nate in or something. Might lose a map. You know.
Oof.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Nate. I love you, Nate. I'm kidding. Don't leave the team, please.
I still think it's gonna be 4-0, even when you do something like Nate.
No, yeah, I'm pretty confident that it's gonna never gonna win. I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that they're as bad as some people think. I think that they have a chance to be a good team. They just have to practice and make it good this weekend. Maybe they'll be better than what they were last weekend.
I was also kind of in the mindset of just like, I feel like the teams are kind of close right now. So I just sort of went with a safe answer. I think No Weebs are going to win. I think it's possible that Pride draws a map, especially Control. And I think it's possible that No Weebs loses a map.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just going with safety here. I'm not highly invested in either one of these teams. But what I will say though is that well, we can say that on power rankings, but
I think No Weaves is just way better, and I'm like not gonna be that guy.
Also, Zach and Ranter, I can totally just throw last map to make sure my prediction is correct.
You're thinking ahead. You want the scrim bucks or something, don't you?
I want the prediction bucks, dude.
But then who are you going to vote as MVP if you don't get it yourself if you throw the last map?
Probably Exotic.
Yeah, let's all be real here. Exotic.
100% win rate. I mean, I do like the changes or the additions that Pride got in both Grim and Tannic, but it's also like you just threw 2 new DPS, especially if you're going to run them as starters, which I don't know if they are or aren't.
Okay.
That can throw a little bit off to begin with.
Okay, Zach. I had to meme this though. How many teams has Grim been on though?
4 now.
Dude, he's okay. No offense. He's gonna be like on Squirtle or some other team in a week. Watch. He's gonna be like on this 15.
I feel like Grim is legitimately trying to get on every single team and then just go back to whichever one he liked the best.
I think he is.
That's cool.
I feel like that is exactly what Grim is doing.
Kinda cheesy, I respect it.
Because like, he's a player with an extreme amount of potential, and he's really good. So I don't really think there'd be any team that would be like, hey, he's asking to join us as a free agent, like no trade. I don't think any teams would necessarily like deny that right away, at least. I think he'd at least get a trial on every team.
I can't really.
I'm not manager of my team, so I can't speak for my team either.
No, here's the funny thing. I have to say the
pretty
story.
sure he wouldn't
As
get a
soon as I
trial on
came
no
back to
leagues.
reverse, he wanted to come back. He's like, wait, why is Ranter back? I want to come back. He's like, I don't want to leave now. But it's like, too bad we got shifting now.
I don't think that we would trial Grim.
No?
No, I don't think so. DPS line feels pretty solid for me on our team. We have a lot of organizational errors.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kawhi's best asset is their DPS line. I think that Grim isn't needed on Kawhi. I think Kawhi needs other things.
I don't think he's needed on many teams, but I just think he'd be at least worth a trial on any team. Like, I'd be willing to trial him.
I think he was worth a trial.
Yeah.
I think the main issue is main tank and main support. No leaks. That's
Yeah, we had our talk about Kawhi.
Yeah, we can move on, please, before we get into another debate.
Alright, so we're moving on to the power rankings, where everybody out the gate put Du Bois first. And then we get into some differences right away with No Weebs, Reverse, and Squirtle Squad all being placed at second here.
Mm-hmm.
Ranter, would you like to explain why you think Reverse is at second?
Okay, I think the problem, like, with Reverse, even they won that series, but I also believe it's because their support. I see, like, even I know this because I'm on their team. Their support line is just rapidly changing, and I am a support, so that's the thing. I feel like the problem is gonna be the support synergy until like the pickup of a DP, and then.
I understand, Ranty. You're kind of bad. I get it.
Yeah, I am. I'm an auto one trick epic. That's why. but
Oh,
like,
you copy dog.
Yeah, budget copy dog. Yeah, exactly. But I think the problem with like Reverse is gonna be the synergies going, and I think later in the season they're gonna be really good. Like I know I'm on that team, but like I feel like Reverse and Squirtle Squad have the potential to either be a really good thing or a really bad thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, those teams have really good potential, and I feel like this will be like a series to watch in general. I feel like they will both burst into the scene. I feel like Reverse is gonna be better in week 4 when me and the DP are in. But I feel like even though I think Zach, I could play right this week for Squirtle.
Yep.
Okay.
For
so
Reverse.
it might be a little bit closer, but I don't know. This is gonna be like hard to predict. That's why like I'm bold with the 4. I think that's a bold prediction by me.
Zach, can you play this week for No Weeps? I noticed you have a second, so you like us, right? Can you play for us?
I mean, nobody signed Senseless.
Oh.
Okay, should we just move on to Epic and Kef on why they think their 2 spots are there?
Yep. That's where we were gonna get with Calf next, because then Epic and I agree, so.
So my Squirtle Squad goes back to the fact that we got dumpstered when they were memeing on us. I think that is just the sign of not only a team that has skill in like even their backups, but also a team that can play loose and have fun. And I think that's a really great team environment. I have more reasons why I put No Weebs lower. Maybe Ranter agrees with me on some of them, but no, I definitely think that Squirtle Squad has at least the potential to be the top team, the top second team, if not the top team. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. EpicShock, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well, I'm on No Weeps, so obviously I have to put a second. The only team I can say for sure that's better than us is Du Bois, and that's because they beat us. Any other team hasn't beat us, they're not better than us.
Alright, so my thing with no weebs is that they aren't necessarily, like, the top dogs, but this is a team that, if their DPS are feeling it, they can beat literally anyone purely off of their DPS, in my mind. And then you have their other pieces, and they're pretty strong, too. One of my opinions on the weak points is actually EpicShock over here, with the tank line.
Wow.
Dude, be quiet.
It just does. That's my weak point, and yet even then, I still feel like their tank line's really strong. It's just that
The sad thing is that I agree with you.
I think you're bad. You're just a ball one trick.
Like, if a Masters level Orisa one chick wanted to take my spot, I'd be like, I'm for the team, man. That bench is mine now. You know?
yeah, it's just with the Orisa right now.
You're gonna bench the ball one trick. I see.
I'm not a ball one chick. Okay, if you go back and look at my gameplay for Sister Boys, I played pretty well. I just don't come up to the standards of like our DPS.
It's a joke though. It's a joke.
Jubby is so good, dude. Like I can't be as good as Jubby as he is at DPS as I am at tank. You know what I mean? Like
he hard. Well, okay. In defense of that though, he hard grinded that. That's why I feel like you also like. I feel like okay, hard work beats talent, and talent doesn't work hard enough. That's my belief.
That's
he
really
grinded that role, and that's why.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that anybody has the potential to grind their roll up.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, from here.
Exactly.
And Jubby has the potential to not grind and drop off.
Exactly. I would agree with that. Exactly.
Alright, so moving on from there, we have 2 people with Reverse and 2 people with Squirtle Squad. We all know my opinion with Squirrel Squad just not being challenged at this point, so I'm not willing to put them up yet. Ranter, do you want to take Squirrel Squad and defend them here for a second?
I definitely will defend them. They are a really good team. Like, I will defend that. Like, they might meme on me for the 4-0 prediction if they somehow beat us, but I do believe they are a really good team, and I think that I don't know why you don't have faith in them. I feel like, okay, if like we break down piece by piece, Obum and Neo / Vantage is a really good DPS line. I think their tank line, especially the layers with Kanji coming in with Nave, that's gonna be really good. And I already like the support line. I think this team is really good too, and I feel like they have a really good burst potential to get to the #1 spot. And I don't see why you don't believe in that hype. And I know like you're gonna argue that they haven't been tested, but I feel like if they have a close series, win or lose, they're still gonna be in top.
Okay, let me bring up another point here. I'm doing my power rankings week by week. So,
Okay.
and I also want to point out that Bakanje is still on a suspension.
I think even that, I think Pixels is still good on Sigma.
I think Pixels is good, but I don't think he's great.
I think Pixels is one of the weaker Sigmas for sure.
And
I'll play advocate for Zach here. Why do you sign a player who is going to be suspended?
Because, okay, here's my argument with that. Which is more important, winning the regular season or winning the playoffs?
I mean, playoffs.
If you build synergy in the regular season, and you get Bakanje, and he's really good in the playoffs, and he's not suspended, why would you not?
Right,
I think that's
not
fine.
Suspended. And he's not suspended.
now here's my
But he's
other
not gonna be suspended
reasoning.
in the playoffs. He's not going to be suspended in the playoffs. That's my argument, though. He's not gonna, unless he does something stupid.
Kev's argument
Unless
is
he
that
does
yeah,
something
he
stupid.
might do something stupid.
That's
It is Bakanje. Let's be fair here.
Yeah.
But my other reasoning for still putting Squirrel Squad 5th, I'd be willing to move them up to 4th. But the reasoning that I'm still putting them 5th is that I for sure believe Reverse is at 3rd right now. And I'm not 100% on No Weebs, but I still have a lot of faith in them. But I'm not going to really separate Reverse and Pachamari when they had a match that close.
Yeah.
But here's my argument with that, and like I know I'm more reverse, and this is obviously gonna be biased. I don't think they had a support line. I think they kept subbing in and switching out. They had no idea what they were doing with the supports. They had to put a Poppy Dog later in the series because I think Gino had to go eat or something, and they stuck with it for a reason. I feel like they don't know what they're doing with their support line until later in the series.
Yeah, so yours is completely long term. So I was about to say a big discrepancy in yours, Ranter, is that
I'm long term.
You think that 4-0 will happen between Reverse and Squirtle, but it was so close between Pachamari, but you put Squirtle above Pachamari, which is kind of weird.
But here's the thing. Even if we 4-0'd them, I still think they're gonna be better than Pachamari. Like I know we had a close series, but like you have to realize like what's going on in that individual matchup right there at that moment.
Again, and we have to realize here that,
yeah.
like me specifically, I'm short term while you're thinking long term.
Long term. Yeah.
I'm also thinking short term.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened last week? What's gonna happen this week? And that's my rankings.
I'm thinking like the next 3 weeks.
So you're thinking midterm.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about midterm.
Don't remind me of midterms.
But like, I do believe Squirtle is gonna be top 3 no matter what. Even like later in the season, like right now, I still think they're top 3. Like I predicted the 4-0 because that's me being biased, having faith in my team. Yes, I'll admit that. But it could go either way. I think that series is gonna be close. You get what I'm throwing at you now.
It's one of the most exciting matches this week for sure.
Oh yeah,
it'll like either solidify or destroy people's predictions. So it'll be fun to watch.
I'm also kind of interested in why Ranter and Kef put No Weebs at 5.
Yeah.
So my thing with No Weebs, no, I don't think you're overhyped. I just think the top 5 is just way too, you know what I'm saying, like,
that's
competitive. Honestly, you can shoot the number 1. That's my defense. You can shoot the number 1. That's how good you guys are. I think the top 5 is just way too good.
Oh yeah, I can understand that.
I also
like I'm not saying like when I'm putting it at number 5, I'm like saying that it's so close. The fact that you're number 5 is like ridiculous. Is what I mean. Like the top 5 are really good, and honestly, I could put you above Pachamari, but right now, I think that like the top 5 is just too close to call, especially this early in the season. I'm thinking long term, but even then, I still think even short term and long term, the top 5 is gonna be too unpredictable.
Yeah.
I would like to argue a little bit of thing. It's more on the short-term side, because if I were going long-term, I definitely would put No Weebs lower. But I'd like to point out in League 0, Tournament of Kings Row, and Horizon League, although Horizon League never got out of the early stages.
Horizon League made it to the halfway point.
Well, yeah, they made it to the halfway point, I guess. But
I think like 1 week at the halfway.
Yeah. So the major thing is that early on, usually teams, after a first week of getting together, the DPS teams do really well at the start. And I feel like that's what No Weebs is going to do here early on. They're going to do really well early on with DPS. Even like with AKM Blades. If you go back then, like, we were known for being extremely good on DPS, but as time went on, our DPS comps fell a bit. Yeah, and then our team literally
I was about to basically say the same thing. Is like, it feels like Weeb's performance is dependent on how their DPS feel that day. And like, I don't think I'll bring team environment back in here. I don't think Weebs has a very great team environment.
I disagree. I think all of them are friends. I think all of them are friends.
Oh yeah, no, you're completely wrong, dude.
Friends.
I love everybody on my team, dude. It's actually really fun to play with them all.
Okay, Vegetal,
Nate's hilarious.
You know, Jubby, cool. I think there's a lot of potential for people to get in trouble.
Like, we meme on Nate a lot because Nate's, like, actually hilarious. Like, I've never played with him on a team until now, but, like, I actually really enjoy playing with Nate, even whenever he's
speaking. I think with that TV, you have a lot of great, like, I'll call it locker room guys. Like, I feel like Epic, you're a good one, you're a good guy. I feel like Jubby's a good guy. Octo, I've been teammates with him. Octo's a great guy. I think.
Oh, yeah, I like Octo a lot, too.
Mentos isn't a bad guy. Like, I think a lot of your team is just great locker room guys, and I feel like being in a team environment with them would be good. That's why I disagree with that statement.
It comes from not just thinking about like relationships inside the team, but also like coaching, also like, you know, relationships and being willing to learn and being willing to flex off roles and off metas. Are you guys going to be strong when the meta shifts? Because it probably will during the season. I don't know.
So I'm hoping for a meta shift because playing Orisa feels useless, dude.
Yeah, if meta shifts, I think No Weebs becomes a lot better.
Also, like another thing, I feel like they are going to be adaptable. I'll use Octo as an example of this. Octo was bench for me on bot burgers, but the guy was willing to put the hard work, was willing to learn, and I feel like guys like that are perfect on the Weebs. And you need people like that on your team.
But we're talking about their DPS, and then we're calling Jubby, you know, and I know that they're more flexible than this, and Vegetal is one of the most flexible players in the league.
Yeah.
But Jubby, we're calling Pharah one trick. Nate is a Doomfist one trick.
Okay, I've coached Jubby too. That guy's willing to learn too. Yeah. Like, even if he's a far one trick, you have to, like, realize that, like, yes, they may specialize in things, but at the end of the day, if you're willing to learn and you put the hard work into it, I think that's gonna be a great team.
Yeah. I think no doubt they have potential. They have great potential. We'll see, though. Like, I think that it depends where they go from here. Like, from this last defeat, it depends where they go.
So, looking at the bottom 3 teams, 3 of us agree with all 3 of them, and then Kef just moved Kawhi up to the top. Sort of self-explanatory at that point.
Yeah, I agree. You want to explain it, Kev?
I think that Pride is kind of falling apart. I know that they just signed 2 new DPS, but just judging by the talk that I've heard in the in the channels, I don't think Shane wants to be playing Orisa in this meta.
Leaks.
I don't think their team spirit is very high right now.
Pride played well with the Ryan Zarya though.
They played well with it, but I don't think that it's going to last for when people are improving their Sigrissa combos.
I also feel like if the meta
shifts,
shifts, they're gonna be a better team.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
could possibly
Yeah,
start
that'd be-
beating some of the top 5 teams if the meta shifts into a meta that has like Reinhardt as a major piece.
Like, okay, if the meta shifts, I think at best they'll be the top of the bottom 3. If meta shifts, I'll be like at best they'll be about most of the bottom 3.
But I mean, if meta shifts back to dive, I mean, we can talk about meta shifts all we want. If meta shifts back to dive, we have good hit scans. We have, a great off-tank player.
If meta shifts back to dive, reverse also is going to go up too.
To dive. No weebs #1, dude. EpicShock ball activated.
Which let me just say this: there's a reason why I go short term, because you don't know what meta shifts are coming.
But yeah, that's
so going long term in my mind is useless when going power rankings in this game.
I also think short term can kind of be useless too, because you also have to break down, like, for example, say somebody's out that week. Are you really gonna move somebody down just because they lost their star player for that week, but he's gonna return?
No. Yeah. I don't know.
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
If they're not there for that week, then yeah, that's on them. What if they pull a Jeff shit and never come back?
I feel like
He had work.
Yeah,
I don't blame the
schedule
guy.
fucked him, but literally went from working like every weekday to working every weekend.
I feel like in dive, because like I know this is speculation. I know dive because I think reverse and Noe's go way up, like way up. And I feel like the boys can also hang with the dive meta, but like that's also the speculations, predictions, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Zach, you actually were a ringer for us.
Yes, I was.
When we were playing against Pride, and it went. It happened.
I popped.
Showing favoritism.
Yeah.
I see you, Zach.
So and then Bahama, just looking at their game, nothing impressed me necessarily. I need to play against them. So that one's an ego pick. But I want to play against both Pride and Bahama.
I definitely think if we were putting this in like an S through D tier, I think that Bahama's a tier or 2 above Pride and Kauai, but that's just me.
I'm not gonna say that with how close the match was between Pride and Bahama in the first week.
I feel like I don't know. By my language, I think Pride gets a lot of shit too. They that they don't deserve. That they don't. Like they're not that bad of a team. Like I know like their bottom 3. It's just because the top 3 is really good. I think their supports are great. I feel like if Synergy comes in, they're gonna be a solid team, like mid tier.
Yeah, I agree. I think you can say that about us too. Though I think you can say that if Synergy comes in for E-Girls, we can be solid.
I agree with that, yeah.
Here's the thing with E-Girls. I think if you just get the new bait take, you could. You need a bait take, I'm sorry. That's my argument. Like, no offense, Null needs to get back to DPS or support.
It is not offense taken, I promise. And no leaks, so...
Like, I love Element Null as a person. He's such a great guy.
You want to give us some
But
more
he
reverse
needs
leaks,
to,
Ranter?
needs to be on DPS or support. Please.
Alright, so I think that covers the power rankings for this week pretty well.
Yep.
Let's just move on to the final quick segment here where we look at the predictions from the first week matches. Right out the gate, we had a 21-13 in favor of Bahama going into the first match. Obviously, Bahama did pull it out. The second match was Du Bois versus No Weebs. Pretty much a 50-50. And Du Bois really showed dominance the first first 2 maps, I should say. Moving on to the second day, we had Pachamari Rangers versus Reverse, where only 6 people voted for Reverse.
Okay, Zach, I have a question. Did only Reverse people vote for Reverse?
I voted for Reverse and then Reverse people.
Yeah, reverse.
I feel like I also
proved this
feel the
wrong.
exact same with Kawaii Girls too. I feel like Kawaii Girls people voted for.
I'm pretty sure it was most of our team that voted for Kawaii Girls.
I will say that I did not vote for Kawaii Girls and I voted for Squirtle Squad.
I don't feel any shame from that, Zach.
I do believe there was like 1 or 2 people that weren't Kawhi, but I could be wrong in that statement. I don't remember off the top of my head.
At least my team proved the predictions wrong.
Yeah, literally, like, everybody's laughing at me now. Everybody would have been laughing at me last week. I was one person that was non-reverse that voted for reverse.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. Okay, like I know I'm overhyped. They didn't have a support line. They put 2 bait supports in.
Yeah.
So like, I understand why they did. I understand why.
Yeah. Alright, and that will show us the oracles, aka the people who had the most predictions correct. There was 5 of us. There was 5 of us who got 5 correct. I was one of them. We have Tyranitar with the greatest name for his team, better coach than Rockney. We have the legend himself, Grape Cake.
Augers.
And then we have 2 MVPs from their matches, Nave and Stewie. And then, of course, the commissioner himself, me.
Stewburger.
Rigged.
See, I have the unfair advantage because I see everybody's chats, and I've been able to see a ton of scrims.
And
Exactly.
you come in for our second DPS.
Does that mean the scrim bucks do indeed matter, Zach?
You know, I went against one team scrims, and it paid off, alright?
Wait, Zach, I have a question. You rate my team like 3rd or something, but you know our chats. How?
Let's be fair here. I know most of those people on reverse, right? Literally every single one of them has insane clutch potential.
I mean, we all meme.
Yeah, you're all memers.
The biggest
But
problem
look at
with
Plat
reverse-
chat. Alright, look at Plat chat. Tell me how that happened.
Oh, so we're winning the league that. No, I'm messing with you.
No, see,
but
the
I mean,
biggest
you've
problem
already
with
got 1
reverse-
win, so you can't get any more.
unlucky.
Right.
At least we can't. At least we can't, like, you know, be as bad. Like, because think about it, we can't just not lose every match. We're not gonna pull a Shanghai.
We might. We'll see.
We'll see.
As long as we got 1 win, we can't pull a Shanghai.
Alright, and that's going to be it for Week 1's Blizzard Breakdown. You guys have anything you want to say before we go?
Wait, yes.
He wants to say something.
Yes.
He wants
I do.
The
biggest problem with reverse is abandonment issues because Ranter keeps leaving and returning.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave again. Goodbye.
That's a sad
Yeah, it's just one time. Ranter was just like, I'm getting off this garbage team, and then he saw the win. Is like, I'm back, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly EpicShock. That's obviously the story. That's
Every
I
time that
understand
reverse
their
loses,
abandonment.
Ranter leaves. Every time reverse
that's what's
wins,
gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna
Ranter
leave. Yeah, I'm just gonna
rejoins.
leave. We're gonna lose. No, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna lose this girl. I'm gonna leave. That's exactly the play.
Right. So who yoinked Kizgo from us?
reverse.
Yeah.
Literally-
You just
alright,
don't like us,
let me
No. You're passing your abandonment issues onto us.
let me explain what happened.
It's
Oace,
just the ranter effect. You don't understand.
literally, Oace has been saying he's signing people from other teams without them actually even knowing he's gonna send this message just to piss me off. Then in the end, they decide, you know what? Let's go to reverse.
Dude, all smilers know this. It's just the ranter effect.
All right,
So that is all.
all right. Farewell, guys.